welcome back to my channel during the spooky season, as the kids are calling it these days. I will go with the flow and call it the spooky season as well. I suckered my lady here to come on with me for an episode. Mostly because we just finished up recording an episode with Brendan and Sam from Our Life in Horror, and Kayla mentioned that we should do an episode together on my channel. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. So we just came up with a topic at the last second here. What we're going to do is we both thought of 5 questions to ask each other randomly without each other knowing, and see what kind of answers we can come up with off the top of our heads. And we had no prep. We thought of the questions in the last 10 minutes. Just threw 5 questions together just to have a fun conversation about horror and get to know me and my likes and our channel a little more, and Kayla too. So do you want me to start with the first question, or do you want to go first?
I don't care. You can go first.
You want me to ask you one first?
Sure.
All right. So yeah, like I said, these were just quickly thrown together. So I just wrote them down on fucking paper here real quick. I will be coming back with my 1985, which is my birth year episode. That will be tomorrow night. Tonight I just wanted to relax and have some fun.
Tomorrow's Wednesday?
Tomorrow's Wednesday, yep.
So you'll get to my year when? 87?
87 I'll probably save for Sunday or Monday night. If you want, you can come on with me if you're home and you want to. We can do your year. I'll show you the 5 movies that I've picked out for that year that I watched.
I know one you better have.
You've probably seen all of them. So
yeah, I'm sure I have.
We'll do that one together. All right. My first question.
Oh no.
I wrote them down on my little piece of paper. I have this. I'll start you off with an easier one.
Okay.
What's your favorite subgenre?
Oh.
And why?
Oh.
And your favorite movie from that subgenre.
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Yeah. You think about it for a minute.
So,
I think I know the answers.
I'm pretty sure you definitely know the answer.
Yeah.
Just say it and I'll say yes.
All right. Favorite subgenre, I would say for you would be probably demonic and possessions.
Yes.
Yes. And I don't know about favorite movie because there's a lot to choose from that category. And I also don't know why. So explain to me why that's your favorite.
I don't know. I think that one's the one that creeps me out the most. Like that you're not in control of yourself anymore. That kind of freaks me out.
Yes.
When I was a kid, after I watched The Exorcist, I don't know, probably every kid did this, but you go in the mirror and stare at yourself. And you start creeping your own self out by how long you're staring and looking at your eyes. And you're just whoa.
I didn't do that actually.
No? I talked to Samara and she did it. And I'm like, that's freaking crazy because I did that so much as a kid. Because I was all about Bloody Mary with my friends. And I don't know. There's something about not being in control of yourself. And demons are freaking scary.
I would agree that demonic movies are the scariest genre.
Yeah, I love demonic movies. My favorite. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, what would your favorite movie be?
Hard.
I know. There's a few that are just stand out in this category.
I'll just say every one I love, but every single possession movie I've ever seen, I've enjoyed. No lie.
It's hard. It's a hard genre for me. Even the shittier ones are still enjoyable to me as well.
Yeah. Exorcist is just classic. I don't know if it's my favorite. I know I love that movie, but I think you know my favorite. You probably know that too.
I know everything, but
I love Evil Dead 2013.
Evil Dead 2013?
That movie is so just dark and sinister and I don't know. I think it's perfect. It might not be everyone's cup of tea just because they have a, like, nostalgia with the old, like the older ones, but
Yeah.
which I like too. But I don't know. It's just so dark and bloody
Yeah.
and creepy. Like the demons are. I like the yellow eyes, and even Supernatural, like that show, has possession in that, and it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I love possessions.
Yeah. I would.
I love.
I
Possession
don't
movies.
know if I like Evil Dead more than The Exorcist, but
That's a tough call.
that's a tough pick. Evil Dead is your pick for best, and Demons and Possession is your favorite subgenre.
Yes, and I think I've enjoyed every single one I've ever watched.
All right.
I don't think there's a stinker in there, really.
Nope.
Even
it's
the
a tough
older
one.
movies that I've watched with you, like every single one I've enjoyed.
All right.
So,
Hit me
yeah.
up. What do you got?
Um,
See what I can do.
I'm just gonna go in order
Yeah.
because you know your shit. Do you have a favorite horror movie director?
Horror movie director.
Yes.
Um.
Do you have a favorite or one that just has the most? Well, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
That's loaded because you could like someone's work, but then there's more movies that they have in their catalog. Like it's hard.
This
So-
is a really hard one.
How do I want to?
No, you can just leave it at that. I'll think
your,
about it.
Your
Just give me a
favorite
sec.
horror movie director?
Oh my god. So, like everybody, basically, the easy answer is John Carpenter. But, even though The Thing is possibly my favorite horror movie ever made, and I think that his directing is so well done. Like, his style. Like, if you were to judge this based on choices made as a director to film on certain angles and all that stuff, then I think John Carpenter is easily the best horror movie director of all time. Now, whether or not he's my favorite is tough.
Okay, make it a two-parter.
Him and Wes Craven are neck and neck for me. Like, I compare the best, right? Like, the best, you have Wes Craven. His best movie he ever delivered, in my opinion, is A Nightmare on Elm Street. And that's going up against Halloween for those two directors.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fucked, because those two movies are so damn good. And then their second best, you have, like, The Thing versus, like, Scream.
Yeah, which is...
It's another, like, neck and neck race. It's fucking insanity. And then the list just goes on and on. Prince of Darkness from Carpenter going up against The Hills Have Eyes from Craven. But here's the thing. I do think that Carpenter has a deeper set list. Like, just because after the next one would be The Fog from Carpenter, Village of the Damned from Carpenter. So, it's fucking hard.
Well, you're going deep, so...
It's really hard.
I mean...
And here's another thing. I also want to give a shout out. I'm going to go with John Carpenter as my favorite horror movie director of all time. But I also have to shout out a good, solid third placer. And I know this is a controversial pick, but I actually think James Wan is also in my top 5 for sure. I think he's delivered just excellent horror movies. And he has a couple that are duds and mediocre, but for the most part, like,
They're still not unwatchable.
just Saw, Insidious, Conjuring 1 and 2 by themselves are just modern classics. So, it's hard. But yeah, I'll go with Carpenter. It's my favorite horror movie director.
Good answer.
It's mostly because of the damn Thing.
Yeah.
Like, and the choices. I could go on for hours. Halloween. The choice to just do that song that he did himself. Like, it's fucking unreal. Like, how do you match that talent? Next up then for you, I have. I'll give you a harder one this time.
Uh-oh.
What's the first horror movie you remember watching as a child?
My parents didn't really.
Your parents aren't horror people.
They aren't. No.
They
I didn't really watch it until I was like old enough to go spend the night at a friend's house or sneak one in if I had a. Well, my parents let me have a Halloween party in junior high.
Yep.
The first one I actually remember watching is The Lost Boys.
Lost Boys?
That's my first like actual memory of a horror movie.
Yeah. Like, that's what I want is a truthful answer. Like,
That-
what's the first one you remember seeing?
It's definitely The Lost Boys then. And
Yeah.
I know I saw The Exorcist shortly after that, but I know The Lost Boys is first.
Yeah, that makes sense because it is one of your favorite horror movies ever made.
Yeah, and I know I watched it maybe when I was 12.
Yeah, so you were actually
Here's the thing: I saw
reasonable
scary
age.
scenes. Like when I would catch stuff. My parents wouldn't let me watch it, but I'd catch like a scene of a movie.
Mhm.
But that's the first actual movie I sat down and watched and remember watching like that
Yeah.
with a couple friends, and I've loved it ever since.
Yeah, I know our daughters. Samara's. Was it Samara or Brielle?
I don't know.
One of our daughters, the first movie they ever caught a glimpse of
Oh frig. Yeah, it was
was
Samara.
the original Evil Dead.
Yeah, with the girl coming out of the cellar, and
Cellar.
she
She was
was-
about 4.
yes, and she did one of those like.
Came
And
out,
then
looked
ran
at the
away.
TV screen,
It was so
screamed
cute.
at the top of her lungs, and ran back into her bedroom. So we thought she was in bed sleeping.
And now she's the horror lover,
Yet she loves horror movies now.
but she was so scared.
So yeah, that's her first experience with horror.
Was it her that was it Samara that jumped up on the back of the couch?
Yep, for The Grudge. I let her watch The Grudge, the remake,
She was young
at
then,
about
too.
9 or 10.
Was
maybe
it,
11?
Maybe it was even earlier than that.
Yeah, it was young.
It could have been.
And she was doing fine the whole movie. And then the scene where the Grudge is coming up from under the girl that's hiding under her covers.
Oh.
She's under her blanket, and the Grudge is slowly moving up. Samara climbed up on top of our couch and was like
Behind
having
you?
a fucking mental breakdown during that scene. And I thought it was gonna scar her for life, but she lived, and now she loves horror movies. Can't wait for them. But yeah, great pick though. Lost Boys. That's I couldn't even tell you what mine is. I would have to think about that for an hour probably. Because I watched movies way too young. My stepdad
I
used to
know
let
you
me
did.
watch horror when I was like 6. He'd fucking bring me out in the living room and tell me to come out in the living room and turn all the lights out and turn on fucking stuff like Fright Night. I remember as an early memory. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, very very young early memory.
You probably watched Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on
really
Elm Street,
young as well.
terrified the fuck.
I know
out
you
of me.
used to chase your brother around.
With knives in my hand.
That was so smart of
when
you.
he was
Oh,
like
frig.
when he was like 5. I used to put everybody did
That'd
this.
be terrifying.
Everyone
though,
my
for a
age
5-year-old.
did this. Like in the comments, whoever watches this video, have you ever put some knives in between your fingers
And chased your little
and pretended
5-year-old
you were
brother
Freddy
around?
for a couple minutes and just everyone's done it. But yeah.
Yeah, just not chasing their little brother around
Yeah,
the house.
they have.
Like,
Today kids now, people
I'm not
nowadays
saying it's
are
not
minors.
funny.
No, it's fucking amazing. All right, my turn.
Yeah, so my next question is...
Oh, I do have to say one quick thing to you. You've never recorded since I've had this mic. When I move away from the mic a little bit, my voice dims a lot just sitting back.
Yeah, I'm
so
not
when
that
you,
far away.
I
am
know. I'm hoping it picks up your voice because you're talking very quietly.
Okay, I'll talk louder, but I don't want to sound, like, aggressive.
No, just talk
Um,
normal.
Which is your favorite aspect of a horror movie? Story, gore, scares, or atmosphere?
Ooh. Fuck. My favorite aspect. It's not gore. Although I love gore and there's nothing better than seeing some good practical effects and it excites me. It's not my favorite, so that one would be eliminated.
Eliminated. Story, scares, or atmosphere?
It's not scares. To me, most scares come in the form of quick,
Boo.
loud noises, something popping up on the screen. Those are all the big scares. I love movies that have a
Good jump scare.
Here's
but
the
they're
problem.
cheap, right?
Yes, I'm gonna go with storyline
Yeah,
because even the storyline can deliver the best scares.
You're
like
right.
if you get a great storyline for a movie and it's creepy enough, it ends up being scarier than any quick flash jump scare that's ever been produced just off the scare. Longlegs is a good example from this year. Like that movie, it's scary in a different kind of way. It's just uncomfortable and it's just nuts. Like it just makes you, Mommy! I know, I can't wait. It comes out next week
Can't
on
wait to watch
4K.
that again.
I'm gonna watch the shit out of that.
I'm not gonna spoil it for people, but there's one scene in that movie, like you just brought up, that isn't a jump scare, but it's well executed, and I was actually like creeped out.
Yeah, it's
For
uncomfortable.
real. Creeped
Yep.
out.
Like shit like Hereditary.
Oh,
There's no jump scares in Hereditary.
I love that movie.
There's
so
no
much.
like quick camera pan where something spooky jumps out at you. Nothing. No loud, quick noise to make you jump. Nothing like that. It's all just look at this storyline and this atmosphere. It's uncomfortable as fuck. So I have to stick with storyline.
Mhm.
I think you already knew that was going to be my answer.
100%. I knew that.
I'm a big storyline. The slower the burn, the better for me. But I also love fast-paced movies like Evil Dead, where it's just straight to the fucking insanity and doesn't let up from beginning to end. I love all horror, so.
Mhm.
But yeah, storyline for me. I'll stick with that. Well, you asked me a question that I have written down for you.
Why can't I answer it then?
And that is, who is your favorite horror movie director? I wrote that too.
Oh Lord, this is gonna be hard.
I know. For you, this is a tough one
Yeah,
because you're all over the place.
I am so all over the place.
Can I still swig your pop?
Yeah.
My mouth is dry as shit.
I can't give a one answer. I can't.
I'll give a couple.
Do it.
Name a couple of your tops. It'll help you narrow the doubt.
Oh boy. Now I'm blanking. Holy shit. Why? Why does this happen? I just had one in my head that I wanted to say.
That happens to me all the time when I'm recording by myself. I'll be sitting there and I'll have, when I start my episodes, I'll have all these things to say. And because I don't write anything down, by the time I get going on this stuff, it leaves my mind and I'm like pissed off at myself.
On the freaking guy. Okay, so like you said, I think James Wan is a higher number
For you.
on my list, but not not number one.
Yeah. It's also hard because James Wan is at the prime time for when we were in our 20s.
Why am I blanking? This is ridiculous. Okay. Mike Flanagan.
Flanagan?
Jeez,
Yep.
I don't know how I fucking blanked on that.
Flanagan's
It
pretty
left
solid.
my brain. Well, he doesn't do all movies, but he is all horror, or mostly horror.
Yep.
So,
Definitely.
and I enjoy like almost everything he's put out. Probably everything he's put out.
I think Flanagan is the best horror movie director in the last 15 years. That's what I would say.
His series are fucking top notch. Like, wow.
Usher?
Follow the House of Usher was like a 10 out of 10 for storytelling and just everything all around. But Haunting of Hill House gave me a couple of the most crazy fucking jump scares.
Those are one of those cheesy
I
jump
watched
scares, though.
I watched that whole series alone in our old place in
Yep.
the bedroom
Yep.
with it
In the
cranked,
dark.
and oh my god, It's better to watch movies alone
I know.
in the dark.
I know.
Like,
I do it a
it
lot.
scared the shit out of me. Not gonna lie, but yeah, I think he's freaking fantastic. Like, we're living in an age where there are some good up and coming people.
It's
as
hard.
well.
There's a
Like,
lot.
I don't have the same nostalgia with older movies. Obviously, I can appreciate older movies. Like, The Thing is unreal.
Yeah. Well, here's the
Halloween's
thing.
unreal.
Yeah. When you I said when you name James Wan and Flanagan's
He's
another
one of.
example. It's also the timeline where we were like we just met, and James Wan was just coming out,
Yeah.
and then like we started going to the movie theaters together and like Saw, the original Saw, and all of their movies are in our prime together. So, like. That's why he's a pick. But Flanagan,
It's so hard. Like, there's a few
I know.
that are just like tied. I don't
It's
know.
tough.
Ty West, Ari Aster's, like, their movies I'm looking forward to.
So you're like a huge fan of the modern directors then, over
I'm gonna get
anybody?
hate, but
Oh, honestly,
well,
most
if I
of the
had,
people
if I
I
was gonna
freaking
name
talk
an
to
older
nowadays.
director, I would say Sam Raimi. He's
Sam Raimi?
probably one of,
Yeah.
like, for horror,
Yep.
is one of my favorites.
That makes sense.
But I love all horror and all directors, and everything's good.
I know
Just
it's
so,
hard.
I don't like it. I don't
Because
like
you even
that
have people
question.
like Jordan Peele who've only done 3 movies,
But they're all amazing.
but they're all like thought provoking. Got some good scares, great monsters. Like it's kind of nuts. So it's really fucking hard.
I knew you were gonna ask me that, and I didn't prepare for it. Like, I didn't sit down and be like, okay, which one?
Yeah, who?
Write them down.
Well,
think
Flanagan
out.
and Wan
I
are
like
2
Flanagan a
excellent
lot, though.
choices, in my opinion. Flanagan's probably my favorite in the last 15 years, even though a couple of my favorite horror movies of all time have come out, and they're by different directors. But Flanagan's TV series is that a word?
But his movies are good too.
His movies.
They're not like
For me-
fives, but they're solid movies.
For a lot of people, they are 5s, but for me, I'm not. Like, I just watched Oculus again
Didn't like
with
it.
Samara. It's not. No, I liked it, but it's not as good as I remembered. It just. It was a bit weak.
All right.
Hush is another one. I'm not a huge home invasion horror
I
movie.
like that one.
Lots of people love it. It's like hailed. I did just pre-order it from Scream Factory on 4K, so
Yay.
might be. But yeah, that wasn't about
I don't
me.
know. I just don't like.
That was your
I don't
question?
like picking either because I feel like it's picking favorites. It sucks.
I know.
I like everything.
For me, it's easy. I have a few favorites that are all like, I grew up with them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I like a lot of classics too.
yeah, like that's the problem is that some of your favorite horror movies, like the guy that did Evil Dead, Fede Alvarez, I think that's his name,
Something like
Fede Alvarez. He just did the new Alien Covenant, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think
Covenant
it's or not Covenant, Romulus.
Romulus, and it was supposed to be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He has a pretty solid list too. So there's a lot. It's really hard. Ari Aster only has 2, so it's kind of hard to rank him yet until he gives us some more.
Yeah, and then he's just like whacked.
Yeah, his are crazy. All right, I think it's your turn.
It
to ask
is
me.
my turn. Which one do I want to go with? I should just go in order. Which scares you the most? Killers, monsters / creatures, or anything supernatural?
This is easy for me. It's supernatural horror. I think supernatural horror is easily the scariest. Although, when I was a kid, I didn't watch a lot of supernatural horror. It was mostly slashers and killers. And they scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. So
But now it's that?
yes. So as a child, it's definitely slashers and killers. And just because it's more real. Like, I think when
it
you're a
does feel
kid, you
more
don't
real.
understand that those characters were a joke. Like, they're actually kind of a joke now as an adult. But when I was a kid, I just remember them as feeling like they could have been real.
Not
like,
the like original movies though.
No.
These franchises that go like 10 movies or more,
Yeah.
they get ridiculous.
They start mocking
The
themselves
first
after a while.
couple are like actually
Yeah.
scary,
Like Nightmare on Elm Street.
and not
the
a jo- and
original's
not made
terrifying.
a joke.
Yes.
And then they get goofier, more like
Even
joking
Chucky
in it.
scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. like
Yeah,
your
well, the
toy
first one
coming to
is
life to kill you
serious.
is kind of fucked up.
The first one's serious,
Yeah.
I think.
So Killers is a easy second place. I love creatures and monsters. Don't get me wrong. That's probably my favorite. Like, it's up there for one of my favorite horror genres.
Me too.
So, but I don't find them scary. I just love the effects and what the creatures look like, and
But
usually
they don't
the story.
scare you like
Yes,
Supernatural.
supernatural, because supernatural includes a lot. Like you're
That's why I
dealing with
said-
witches, you're dealing with the occult, you're dealing with demons, you're dealing with ghosts,
Otherworldly
haunted
things.
houses, otherworldly.
Unearthly
beings.
otherworldly.
It's supernatural is a fucking loaded genre, but
Well, I didn't want to name 20 things, so I just
No,
kept
I know.
it to 3.
yeah. Well,
Like
that's
the major.
even if you just kept it at what's your favorite horror movie subgenre that scares you the most, I would probably say supernatural. Because I honestly think like
Well,
in the
then
last
mine is supernatural if you can.
it would
consider
be technically
demons in there,
because
right?
demons in possession is part of the supernatural. It's a subgenre of a subgenre.
And I love a good ghost story when like it keeps you guessing. And
Me
And
too.
it's scary, actually scary.
That's why I was just about to bring that up with The Ring and The Grudge. Like, those movies, I just love them. They're right at that prime when we first met, and just thought-provoking. They have great storylines where you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. They're almost murder mysteries.
Mm-hmm.
And then excellent fucking ghostly creatures. All right.
Answer.
Yeah. That was a good question. Who's your favorite scream queen of all time? I have to adjust, so bear with me for a second. I gotta get a leg up here.
This one's brutal.
We just recorded back to back with Brendan and Sam for an hour and a half, and now we're doing our own. So my back and legs are sore.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah, I figured this would be a harder question for you. Scream queens. So first think of your favorite one that's in a movie.
Like the first one I want to throw it is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Alright.
I think she's pretty top tier.
Yeah, she practically invented the term.
The second that came to mind was Neve Campbell, but I don't think she'd be first. I think I don't like her as much,
Yeah.
to be honest. The Scream movies, it has nothing to do with her for me.
No?
No.
It's all the Ghostface?
Yes. And the other characters in the movie too. Like I've never really I'm gonna get hate. I don't love her.
No, I don't
like
really love
her.
her either. I just like her too.
Like,
Yeah.
but Jamie Lee, like she puts up a good fight too.
She ends up beating his ass in
She-
the final. The masterpiece that is Halloween End.
I mean, if you want to go there, then she's the ultimate because
She takes down the
She-
boogeyman.
yeah,
Like-
I don't know. As much as I didn't love that movie,
Yeah. It's hard
I
because
don't know,
Jamie Lee
she-
isn't just Halloween.
no, she's not.
Like she's a horror queen in the early '80s. You got Prom Night, you got Terror Train, you got Road Games, you got The Fog. Like she's got quite a hell
That's
of a
why I
lineup.
named her because I feel like if I name someone new aged, like it's not fair. They don't have the same resume as her.
Yeah, they're not as accomplished.
And she's like she wasn't in all the Halloweens, but she stuck with it her entire career basically, and gave it a conclusion at least.
Yes.
So I would have to say Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, even if you, I agree 100%. Even if you totally disagree with Halloween Ends and that it was a shit movie and it probably should have been way better, at least she did come and give it an ending.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was like, all right, let's do this.
And like you said, she has so many more classics as well.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100% on that question.
It's hard when you have someone in your head to think of others. Like you're
It
just
is.
fixated on one person. But I
She's
don't-
also the most important in my opinion. final girl of all time, Scream Queen, because she just, like, it almost feels like the term was kind of invented around her. Like, I know it goes way back.
What else goes further back? Like,
Well,
where there's people in multiple movies.
see, that's
where
the
you can
problem.
count them.
Yeah, like,
Yes, or there a Scream Queen in one movie?
yes,
Does that really count?
I know, and that's the problem. Like Black Christmas, you have Olivia Hussey, but she's only in that. Like, that's the only
The
thing
most
she
notable.
is. Yeah. So yeah, I would agree with you 100%. I think it's kind of impossible to not pick Jamie Lee, just because of how iconic she is and just how good. Like, she's a prestigious actress.
That too, yeah.
She doesn't need to, like, horror is where she got her start, but
She went on to do other things, yeah.
yes, and then came back to horror in the end, and she will always be remembered. Like, I remember I loved watching an interview with her on some documentary. I can't remember which one, but she was talking about how she really hated being known as a horror scream queen.
She thought it was a curse almost.
Yeah, because she could never get roles, and she always wanted to be like a prestigious award-winning actress that got all kinds of roles across all genres of movies. So she went on and did that. She ended up winning the Academy Award a couple years ago for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And then I seen an interview with her from about a year ago where she came back down to earth on the topic. Was just like, I came to realize that everything else I do in my career won't be on my headstone. It will always be daughter of Janet Leigh from the Psycho shower scene.
Because freaking horror fans are extreme.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes.
That's the whole point. I think that, like, community's pretty large.
Yeah, that's right.
Pretty.
She'll always be remembered as Laurie Strode. So.
Yeah. She humbled herself.
Yep.
She's like, you know what? Why would I... They're huge movies, too.
Yes.
It's not like they're B-list movies.
No. You're remembered.
Most of them are... Well, there's one that I don't think is that great, but...
Yeah.
You know.
It's fun. All right, what do you got?
All right.
Go all night. My ass is sore.
If you could see a horror movie remade, what would it be? One horror movie to be remade.
Ooh, a horror movie remade. This is honestly my worst topic.
Oh, no.
No, I love the question because I will think of one. But while I'm thinking, I'll talk. I hate horror movie remakes.
I'm okay.
I'm gonna
let's
be
look
honest.
at it the other way around. If there's a movie that's like not, say it's like a 2.5, and you're like, oh, someone else could really do this.
That's what I was
well.
actually thinking. Exactly what you just said there. Like,
not a remake of something that's already a masterpiece. That's not what I'm asking.
I don't want to see things. With that said, I'm super looking forward to Nosferatu coming out on Christmas. But here's the thing. Nosferatu hasn't been, like...
modernized?
Yeah, it doesn't feel... It feels like it's time. Like, it's been... They did one at the early 20s, then they did it again in the 70s, and now we're doing it again in the 2020s. Like, that's a pretty big wide
There's other
gap.
Movies with that character in it, too.
Yes, but not the full original
not
story
called,
remake.
Yeah.
Like, this is the original writings. Alright. My one I want to see redone...
do you think could be done better, even like that in that headspace?
Well,
that you were disappointed with. Like, God damn.
Here's one that I've been dreaming about for 10, 15 years, and that is Friday the 13th remake again.
Oh.
As the number 13 in the franchise. If you include Freddy vs. Jason, this would be number 13. So Friday the 13th, which be the title would
movie.
Be awesome. And remake it again, but not like a true remake where it's shot by shot and shit like that. Let's literally like do a new version of Jason or something for number 13. and just start a brand new franchise that goes off. I don't know. Like, it's
So
obviously, like, it could be shit. But
you liked 2009 somewhat, right?
Yep. Oh, I loved it.
Okay, so what would you do differently?
I would make Jason not human. It's the one thing I hate about that movie.
Okay.
Like, the one... I just talked about this, actually, on my Friday the 13th ranking, but I'll bring it back up quickly. The one thing I hated about that movie is that they try to explain everything.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that there's an explainer. Like, he's got all the underground bells. He's got the tunnels.
Yeah,
They're trying to explain that he's a man, and that when he pops up right beside you, instead of walking after you, it's because he's got all these underground tunnels and he can hear where you're walking, and it's like, fuck off. Like, he's a fucking demonic entity that can literally teleport to right beside you if he wants.
You wanted more of the monster?
Yes.
All
So
right.
let's go back to the original. But I get what that remake's trying to do at the same time. They're blending multiple
Do you
movies
have...
together.
Name 2 actors you'd want to see in a Friday the 13th movie. We're going off a little bit, but I want to know.
It's fine because I don't
Do you have
really
a
have
couple,
horror
like,
movie remakes I want to see.
Modern actors that you think would be really good in it?
A modern actor I want to see.
Okay, I got so a final girl and a male.
All
Let's
right.
put it that way.
For the final girl, I would like to see... Let's bring in Jane Levy from Evil Dead.
Ooh.
Mia.
Mhm.
Let's bring her back. I haven't seen her since Don't Breathe,
Yeah, and she's good.
which was fucking 10 years ago almost.
You know she can pull it off.
That's right. So let's bring her in
Okay.
as the final girl. And we'll mix her with her final guy. Let's bring back Tommy Jarvis for this remake.
It's like the character name.
The character Tommy Jarvis.
Okay, and who are you casting?
And we will go with old man Tommy Jarvis. So
Oh.
this is like Jane Levy's his daughter, and she somehow has been brought to Camp Crystal Lake now, and now he's getting sucked back into the story because of something she's done.
Okay.
Maybe she's gone to kick her drug habit at Camp Crystal Lake this time instead of the cabin in the woods. And that would be epic, actually. She's gone to kick her drug habit at Camp Crystal Lake. They just do the same
I gotta kick this crystal meth.
thing. Yeah. That would be fucking amazing. And then we bring in Tommy Jarvis, and we're gonna get... The easy answer is Bruce Campbell.
Oh.
Let's get Bruce Campbell to do Tommy Jarvis and the girl from
So
Evil
we're
Dead.
having an Evil Dead reunion kind of thing.
In a Friday the 13th
13th.
movie. And then, if you want, you can go really far out there and make him feel like Ash. And you can have an Ash versus Jason moment at the end where they're actually fighting, and one of them's gonna survive.
Your
this
movie's
end.
on crack.
One of
I
them's gonna survive.
kind of like it though.
Yeah. One of them's gonna survive this end battle. Is Ash gonna be the one to kill Jason, or is Jason gonna take him out?
Who's really big that could play a good friggin' Jason now?
Oh, you could get anybody. Cast fucking a wrestler even, as long as they have a good walking presence. I want a massive Jason.
Yeah.
Somebody that
Like
just
8 feet
is,
tall.
yeah, he's just so physically dominating that you don't even stand a chance when he's walking after you.
So
You're
that would
just
be
fucked.
that would actually be scary.
Yeah, it would be.
That would actually be
Anyway,
scary.
this episode's
I don't
probably
know.
gonna go 2 hours.
I don't know whose turn it is.
It's my turn.
Oh yeah, it is your turn.
I have 2 questions left.
Okay.
I will hit you with. I'm gonna save this. I got one fun one for the end
Okay.
that you'll have a fun time with.
All right.
My last one, or my second last one is, now this question, this one's kind of a botched question because I came up with it. You asked for a 6th question.
Yeah, because I have a 6.
I
Oh,
know.
well, we can. I'll just ask.
What's
anyway.
your favorite horror movie of all time that isn't demonic or supernatural? I just changed my question completely. So, what's your favorite non-supernatural horror movie ever made?
Oof.
Give you a thinker for a minute. Because I know all your favorites, and I know that they all fall into the supernatural category. What would you pick for a non-supernatural?
Well,
So slashers, monsters, shit like that.
you should know my one movie. I already talked about it.
I know one, yeah.
But I'll leave that one out.
Lost Boys?
Yeah. That is like one of my all times. I could watch it every year.
Well, hey, that is your pick. All right, what's your second favorite?
Oh, no.
Lost Boys is our number one.
What do I watch like all the time?
What would be your second favorite?
This is tough.
Do you have a slasher?
Okay. Oh.
Like, what would your favorite slasher movie be? It's a tough one.
I just had one in my head, but it's not a slasher. It was
What is
before
it?
you said that.
What is it?
One movie I really like revisiting is The Faculty.
The Faculty? Yeah. That's a fun
slasher. One. Okay.
No, The Faculty is an excellent pick.
I love The Faculty. I don't know. The freaking score and soundtrack is amazing.
Cast is ridiculous.
The cast, I don't know. It's just so fun.
Yeah, it's a great teenage movie. It's almost a slasher. Like it is aliens knocking kids
I
off.
don't know. I love that movie.
We can leave it at that.
A slasher. I don't know what my favorite slasher is. Like, they're all good. I don't think one stands above the other, honestly.
There's a lot of good slashers.
Yeah.
All right. Give me my second last question.
Can you... What... Oh, okay, how do I word this? I'll go with this one first. What movie scared you the most as a kid? You already talked about stuff like that. So, just give an answer for that one first.
Movie that scared me the most when I was a kid?
Yeah. You already kind of named a few, though.
I did, but the one that would be above them all is, oh shit. There's two that are really close, and that's Fright Night and Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, I knew Texas was one.
Those are the two that I watched very young, and both of them led me to sleeping with my parents for like a week because I was terrified. I couldn't. Fright Night scared. I'm gonna go Fright Night. Yeah. When I was a kid, I remember having moments where, I actually remember this, and I was young, where I was in my bedroom and the lights were out, and I just remember, thinking I was seeing the vampire outside of my bedroom window and just, running into my parents' bed.
That's fucking brutal.
Sneaking in their room because they didn't want me sleeping in there, and I remember sneaking in and sleeping at the end of the bed on the floor because I was so terrified. So
they're creepy vampires in that movie. That's a solid movie.
Yeah, and the Jaws mouth at the end on the girl is pretty creepy. She's got shark teeth.
I like their eyes. I like the whole aesthetic of them, in that OG movie.
Yeah. So and Texas Chainsaw also terrified me, even though it's not that scary anymore. But it's just the feeling.
He's a scary character.
Yeah, it's just very brutally uncomfortable movie. But, yeah.
I think because those, you can picture yourself just anywhere out in the boonies and a chainsaw starting.
Yes.
And being like, you'd fucking die.
It's forever in, everybody, even people that haven't seen Texas Chainsaw. Everyone knows the reference of, if you're walking through a forest and you hear a chainsaw turn on, it's run time. Yeah. Everyone knows that.
Walks in the trail, all the trails and forests around here, and we always joke about that. First we hear, this, I don't even know what animal it is, but it sounds like Predator.
It's Predator.
We're all
everywhere we go for a hike.
Predator's here watching us.
We've done a lot of trails, and there's always the ticking sound that Predator makes when he's... randomly, that we hear that everywhere we go. So yeah, Predator's following us.
But I don't know how many times we've been close to dark and we're it'd be pretty funny as if we heard a chainsaw start up right now.
Yeah, no shit. All right, I'm gonna hit you with my last one.
Okay.
If you had to have sex with one of the Universal classic monsters,
who
would you pick? In what position?
Holy fuck. Okay, I just eliminated a few. Wait, oh shit. I eliminate the creature.
Creature from Black Lagoon?
Yeah, I definitely eliminate that shit.
Alright, so no Shape of Water for you.
I'm pretty sure I'm eliminating Frankenstein because I don't want no fake parts in me.
Okay.
Dead parts, I mean. Dead parts.
Yep.
I don't think I'd want the mummy either. So let's go. I guess Invisible Man would be considered a...
There's Invisible Man, there's Dracula, there's
No,
Wolfman.
it's against those two, for sure. And I
No
don't know,
Wolfman?
I think it'd be fun to do with the Invisible Man.
Yeah, because you don't even know if he's on you yet.
Yeah.
You don't even know what he's about to put
you
it
would
in.
feel it.
Yeah, but not until, like, you wouldn't know when he's gonna actually like do it.
You'd consider him a universal, right?
He is a universal class of monster.
Well, I don't know if you're thinking like monster because they're all more like
No,
monsters.
there's the
He's a
Phantom
person
as
with
well from
okay.
Phantom of the Opera.
Mm,
There's
no.
uh,
I can't believe you just asked me that.
Bride of Frankenstein. There's the Wolfman, which you didn't even consider, which I'm
Well, because
very
bestiality,
unhappy
motherfucker. I'm not into that shit. I think Invisible Man would be funny.
about. Yeah.
Now I have to pick a position.
Yeah.
Okay.
Invisible Man.
Hold on. Let me picture this shit. I can't. Oh, you have me picturing fucking.
Having sex with the Invisible Man. Yeah,
Thanks a lot. Okay. Oh my god, this is terrible.
It's funny.
Okay, reverse cowgirl, looking in the mirror, so it would just look ridiculous.
You're just humming nothing. That would be funny.
But then I guess it would just look like you're humping the bed.
Yeah. You just
So maybe that's not the position I want to pick.
You're just bouncing on nothing.
Stop. Oh my god. I'm gonna revert. What about you? I don't even want to ask my last
there's
question.
only one woman, so I'd have to choose Bride.
No, you have to pick a dude. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding. I'm kidding. So you're
Dracula's
Bride
the
of-
sexiest.
I would agree with that.
Bela
'Cause I-
Lugosi's like one of the sexiest actors in history, I think.
Really?
Between his voice, his persona, his manliness, but
I'm
yet
crying.
good accent.
I have tears. Okay.
But yeah. All right, Invisible Man, reverse cowgirl.
I don't know.
So that you can watch yourself bounce on nothing. But hey, all the positions are funny.
Stop.
If it was doggy style,
I know. I'm
with a mirror,
You have me picturing.
and then picture
Yes.
people walking in on it.
You have me picturing this in my head, which is just not right. Oh fuck. Oh my god.
The best part
Thanks
is
a
when you
lot.
think about people walking in on
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
All right.
I'm. Oh,
I told you
my
the last one
my
was fun.
last one's like stupid now.
Don't worry about
Well,
it.
okay.
Keep it educated.
Keep it educated. That was a good one. Thank you. That was a good laugh. I know this is gonna be really hard for you to answer, but do you have a favorite horror movie kill? Is there like one that you always think of and you like? It's just
A horror movie kill.
yeah.
I
I know this is gonna be really hard to answer.
It is and it isn't.
If
I
someone
have a
was like,
few.
What movie should I watch to see like the craziest kill? And you had to answer that. Thanks for making me cry.
My favorite kill compared to the best.
Okay. You can answer both, like two
Yeah,
different
yeah.
answers if you want.
Like, honestly, I think one of the best kills of all time is from Terrifier 2. I actually think what he does to that girl in that bedroom, peeling her skin off. I just rewatched it like a week ago. And leaving her in the bed for her mom to come home, still alive,
That's
by the
so
way.
fucking not even real. Like,
It's so unrealistic and just silly and stupid and
but it's also
ridiculous.
sick as fuck.
But it's so well done. Like, the whole room is decorated perfectly. Like, when they did that kill, he put some damn thought into it. Damien Leone. He really thought this out and was like, okay, how can I decorate this set? But my favorite kill, that's the one I think is one of the best well-made kills. My favorite is the kill from Gremlins. And it's when the old lady gets on her stair escalator and the gremlins pull the switch and it's just her face as it flies up the stairs and just goes flying straight out the fucking window.
Kill. That is one.
That one's lived with me forever, so I would definitely have to go with that as my favorite kill. Just it's even when I watch it now, I'm laughing my ass off. And
that's fair.
It's just epic. When you're a kid watching an old bitchy lady, because she's kind of bitchy in this movie, just get an epic fucking kill like that is just awesome. So I loved it. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, that was really
I enjoyed
fun.
myself.
Thanks for that laugh. That was good.
You're welcome.
Oh my god. I wish I came up with a stupid ass fucking weird question like
yeah,
that.
I just thought of that in 5 minutes.
Oh
I was like,
god.
and I didn't even think of Invisible Man. Like that didn't even pop into my head as a possible hilarious answer. I thought that you'd just end up choosing what most people would choose,
Dracula.
And that's Dracula because he's
well,
the
that
king
was,
of the sexiest
that was my
monsters.
first answer until I thought of the Invisible Man. I'm like, that'd be fucking funny looking for sure. And then you don't have to look at anybody.
No, you don't. Alrighty.
I'm fucking picturing it in my head that whole time. I was like, even when you were answering, I'm sorry, I kept giggling because I'm like,
No, it's fine.
you had it. In
I
my
was
head.
too, actually. It's stuck in my head now. Hopefully, it's stuck in anybody that watches this video's head now too, because that's just funny.
That was good.
If anybody watches this that wants to give their answer on which one of the Universal monsters they would want us that if they were forced to sleep with, they would choose. By all means, throw it in there. But I'm gonna wrap this up because me and Kayla have been going for about 3 hours at this point without taking much of a break. So, thanks for checking out this video, and I will be back tomorrow night, maybe Thursday night, depending on what I'm feeling like, with 1985.
Going that way?
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.